So, Mr. Satya, in this lecture, we will discuss congruency. 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 Now, there are 4 rules of congruency. Mr. Sarthak, do you know them?
No.
Congruent triangles. Congruent triangles. Basically, to give you a very simple example of congruency. So, for example, you have, let us assume you have a triangle like this, yeah, and you have a triangle like this. This is a triangle ABC. This is a triangle PQR. Can you see the screen clearly, Mr. Sarthak?
Yes, sir.
So what does congruency means? Basically, what congruency means is that if I take this triangle, and I put it over this triangle, then once this triangle is above this triangle, so for example, this triangle, let me color this triangle as blue. So if this blue triangle is above this PQR triangle, then I won't be able to see the PQR triangle. Mr. Sarthak, any doubt? Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense or not?
Yes, it is.
So let me take another example. Mr. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Maybe you will start with a very simple example. So I have these 2 circles. This is circle 1, this is circle 2. What congruency means is that if circle 1 is congruent to circle 2, then if I put this circle 1 over circle 2, then this circle 2 will completely disappear. Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So yes, you might say another thing that you might say is that, sir, aisa kijiye, you can make circle 1 like maybe like 10 centimeters, and then if you put it over there, anyways you won't be able to see the 5 centimeter circle. Are you saying? Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But the point that I'm trying to make is 2 figures, any two figures are congruent. If with another example, let us try to understand 5 centimeter, or maybe 15 centimeter, 5 centimeter, 15 centimeter. This is one rectangle. This is another rectangle which is of 15 centimeter and 5 centimeter. So this triangle would be able to cover this triangle completely. Mr. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So yeah.
So you said that this is a rectangle, but rectangles opposite sides are equal.
Yeah. So this is 15 centimeter. Now, is it making sense? 1 second. 5 centimeter, 15 centimeter, 15 centimeter. Okay. Mr. Sarthak, is it fine?
Yes, sir.
So any 2 figures are congruent. Very loosely speaking, very basic definition can be any 2 figures are congruent if both the figures can completely cover each other up. Mr. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So if I take this rectangle, I put it over this, then it should cover this rectangle. And if I take this rectangle and I put it over this rectangle, then it should be able to completely cover it. Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So if I take this 10 centimeter circle and I try to put it over the 5 centimeter circle, of course it will be able to cover the 5 centimeter circle. But if I take the 5 centimeter circle and I try to put it over 10 centimeter circle, it won't be able to completely cover the 10 centimeter circle. Mr. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So we can have any two any two figures can be congruent. That is not an issue. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have a octagon. Octagon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this each side of the octagon is 8 centimeter. Mr. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Now I can take octagon A, I can put it over octagon B. It will completely cover octagon B. Similarly, I can take octagon B, I can put it over octagon A, and it will completely cover octagon A. Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Now, one thing that confuses a lot of students is, and that is what we need to discuss. This is something which, let me name this as PQR. Now, one thing that confuses a lot of students is that they start thinking that this side, which is on the left side, should be equal to this side. Or what they might think is that the bases should be equal. Or they might say that the hypotenuses should be equal. Mr. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
See, what I'm trying to tell you is that in congruency, you can always rotate the figure. You can always rotate the figure. So I can, rotate the figure and put it like this. Mr. Satya, Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you can always rotate the figure. It is not as if the left side should be equal or the bases should be equal. That is not the case. You can rotate the figure. I can have an example like this. I can have an example like this. So this is my triangle A, B, C. This is my triangle P, Q, R. So I can always rotate this. I can always rotate this and place it over this triangle. And if both of them can cover each other, both the triangles are congruent. Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after this brief introduction, what we need to understand is that congruency has these 4 rules: SSS, SAS, AS, ARHS. Of course, we'll be doing a lot of examples, so don't worry about it. But first of all, there are a few other basic things that we need to understand. When we will be doing questions, there will be few terms which will be used, which you might feel difficult. One thing that I want to tell here only is that S is the side of a triangle, A is angle, H is hypotenuse, and R is the right angle. So Satya, any doubt?
No, sir.
So Mr. Satya, just to give you some idea about this chapter. See, usually in this chapter, you will have questions like this. You will be given 2 triangles, A, B, C, P, Q, R. Yeah. So in congruency, you will usually have 2 triangles. Yeah. They'll ask you, usually they'll ask you, prove ABC is congruent to PQR. The symbol used would be this triangle. This is the symbol of congruency. This is a symbol of triangle. Mr. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Now, for proving this is a symbol of congruency. This is a symbol of congruency. For proving these triangles to be congruent, you will have 4 rules: SSS, SAS, ASA, RHS. We'll discuss about these, don't worry about it. But the thing that I want to make clear before we start is that S is the side, or To put it in better ways, this is the length of the triangle's side. Now it can be this side, it can be this side, it can be this side, and that is why the name of the side has to be specified. So it will be side AB, or it will be side BC, or it will be side AC. Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, this A would be the angle. So angles are written as ABC. When you write ABC, then B is the angle that you are talking about. A and C are basically AB and BC are the sides which make that angle. Mr. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So if I want to write about this angle, I will write that as angle ACB. I can also write it as angle BCA. Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
What needs to be remembered is whatever angle you are talking about, that angle will come in the center. Mr. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So for example, if I want to talk about this angle, I will be writing this as angle PRQ or angle QRP. I can use both these, both of them are correct. Sarthak, any doubt?
No, sir.
Similarly, if I want to talk about this angle, I can write it either as angle QPR or angle RPQ. So, Satya, any doubt?
No, sir.
So these are the basics before we, deep dive into the congruency concepts. Now there are few terms which you will, when you are solving the problem, when you are trying to solve the problems of congruency, there are few terms which will come to trouble you again and again. I have made this list. I will share this list with you. I will just briefly go through the meaning of these terms. And whenever we face such term in one of the questions, we will come back to this sheet and discuss it in detail. So one word that will come again and again is perpendicular or altitude of a triangle. Now perpendicular or altitude of a triangle. So for example, ABC, I have a triangle like this. Now, if it is written in the question that AP is an altitude from A to BC, what it means is that altitude means this should be 90 degree. Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes.
They may use word altitude or they may also use a word perpendicular. Mr. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Usually altitude is usually the height, but there are times whenever they are using this term altitude or perpendicular, what they are trying to say is that this angle should be 90 degree. So they can also say that, for example, in the same question, they may have something like a perpendicular is drawn from B to AC. What that will mean is that I have to draw this perpendicular from B to AC, and this angle is 90 degree. Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So this word altitude or perpendicular, you will meet this word many times during the congruency problems. Basically what it means is altitude or perpendicular. Basically it means is perpendicular 90 degree. So this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree. Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the one word that you will meet again and again. Okay. Another word that you will meet again and again would be the median. Median. Now, what is a median? If I have a triangle like this, ABC, then median implies that if this is the center of side AC, then BP is a median. You can remember it like median or mid. Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, you can have another median which can be drawn like this. So for example, this would be the middle. This would be the middle point of AB. And I use this vertex and I join these two. So CQ would be another median. I can also have midpoint of side BC. I can call this R. I can join A and R. And AR would be another median. So you can have 3 medians of a triangle. So Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So we are clear about perpendicular, we are clear about median, then let us understand what is an angle bisector, because this is another thing that you might meet during one of the problems. So if I have a triangle like ABC and the line is that BP is the angle bisector, BP is the angle bisector, then what it means is that from B there would be a line drawn such that this angle is equal to this angle. Mr. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
This is what is called an angle bisector. So I can have an angle bisector of angle A also, and I can have an angle bisector of angle C also. Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So this is what is called an angle bisector. But then there will be something called a side bisector. So this would, I just want to give you an introduction. These are the terms that we will meet when we are doing congruency problems. Of course, we will discuss it in detail whenever we meet a word like this, but I just want to give you an introduction so that you don't get confused. I'll share this sheet with you also. So what is a side bisector? A side bisector is, so for example, I have a triangle ABC and I want to, this point P bisects this side BC. This point Q bisects AB. This point R bisects side AC. Mr. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Is Satya confused on you?
Sir, a bit.
A bit. ठीक है, कोई problem नहीं है. Isosceles triangle. We'll be doing a lot of problems regarding this, so don't worry about this. Isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle. Any triangle whose two sides are equal. So for example, if I have AB equal to AC, AB equal to AC, then this is an isosceles triangle. Mr. Satya, any doubt?
No, sir.
What is a scalene triangle? Scalene triangle is a triangle where the sides are not equal. So AB, BC, CA are different lengths. So for example, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense? Mr. Sarthak.
Yes, sir.
Then you will have something called a right triangle. A right triangle would be one of the angle is 90 degree. Mr. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
And if you remember the previous lectures, you'll understand that it is only in right angles that Pythagoras theorem is applicable. Mr. Satya, any doubt?
No, sir.
In higher classes, maybe I think in 9th or 10th, you will meet similarity also. I'll skip similarity for now. Congruency we have discussed. There is another word CPCT that we will meet. I'll just give you the full form. The full form is corresponding parts of congruent triangles. We will discuss this when we discuss the problems. So don't worry about this, but this is again a word which you will meet, CPCT. And now let us start with the 4 conditions of congruency. 4 conditions of congruency. So we have SSS, SAS, ASA, and RHS. So most simplest is SSS. SSS states that if you have 2 triangles, maybe you have a triangle ABC and PQR. What SSS states is that side. What it means is that if I take this side AB and this is equal to another side of triangle of the second triangle. So AB is equal to QR. So this is first side which is equal. Then I can have BC equal to PQ. BC equal to PQ. This is another side of the 2 triangles which are equal. Then I have a third side AC which is equal to PR. This is the third side of the triangle which are equal. So if 3 sides of triangles, the corresponding sides are equal, then the triangles are congruent. So ABC would be congruent to triangle PQR. Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense or not?
Yes, sir, it's making.
Mr. Satya. Mr. Satya,
Yes, sir.
is it making sense or not?
Yeah, sir.
तो आप कुछ भी एग्जांपल ले सकते हैं यार. So for example, they'll tell you that AC is 5 centimeter. If AC is 5 centimeter, this has to be 5 centimeter. If BC is, say, 4 centimeter, this also has to be 4 centimeter. If this side is 2 centimeter, then this side would be equal to 2 centimeter. Mr. Satya, now is it making sense? Mr. Satya. Mr. Sarthak.
Yes, sir.
So you can have an example like this. Sarthak, are these 2 triangles congruent?
Your voice is cracking.
I'm sorry. Are these 2 triangles congruent?
Yes, sir. No, they aren't.
Why are they not congruent?
So AB is 1 centimeter and QR is 2 centimeters.
See, this is 3 centimeter, this is 3 centimeter. So one S is there. This is 4 centimeter, this is 4 centimeter, another S is there. But here we have a difficulty. This is 1 centimeter and this is 2 centimeter. Now, because the 3 corresponding sides are not equal, that is why the two triangles are not congruent. Mr. Satya, any doubt?
No, sir.
So this is the first criteria of congruency. I'll see if I can find some good question about the SSS criteria. So for example, if you look at this question, so if you look at A, B, C, and D, E, F, they have given us this. Mr. Satya, do you think these 2 triangles are congruent? Mr. Sarthak?
So, but
Yeah.
how do we have to like guess it? Because before you had given us like the numbers,
Shabash,
like the size, but in this it's not.
shabash, shabash. They have told you no, that AC is equal to DF. So AC is equal to DF. AB is equal to DE. AB is equal to DE. BC is equal to EF. BC is equal to EF. So the corresponding sides are equal. So the triangles are. Mr. Sarthak. Mr. Sarthak, yeah, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Satya, have I answered your doubt?
No, sir, I didn't understand this one.
See, what I'm trying to tell you is that what you are asking is that they should always give you a length. So for example, they will tell you that AC is equal to DF is equal to 2 centimeter, BC is equal to EF is equal to, let us say, 3 centimeter, and AB is equal to DE is equal to, let us say, 4 centimeter. So what I'm trying to tell you is that they can either give you the lengths or they may ignore the lengths altogether and they will just tell you that these corresponding sides are equal or they may not be equal. Mr. Satya, now is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So for example, let me take you, we haven't done this rule, but let me take you through this example. So for example, in these two triangles, ZX is equal to RP. So for example, ZX is equal to RP. RQ is equal to ZY. Okay. And angle PRQ, this angle is equal to XZY. Satya, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes.
So, Satya, what I'm trying to tell you is that they haven't mentioned the length in centimeters anywhere. They just have told that these two sides are equal. Similarly, in this, they haven't mentioned that the degrees are equal. What is a degree? Is it 30 degree? Is it 40 degree? What is the centimeter? Is it 5 centimeter? Is it 6 centimeter? They have just told that the sides are equal. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So this is how usually you will find problems related to congruency. So for example, you'll have a problem like this. EB is equal to DB. EB, this is equal to DB. AE is equal to BC. AE is equal to BC. Angle A is equal to C is equal to 90 degree. These angles are equal. And then they will ask you whether their triangles are congruent or not. Satya, have you understood the kind of problem that you will see?
Yes, sir.
Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So, see, in this lecture, we will be discussing these 4 rules. And in the next lecture, we will be only doing the numericals. We'll discuss some numericals in this lecture. But in the next part, we will discuss lots of short numericals. So this is the first criteria, SSS, that the corresponding sides should be equal. What this means is that the corresponding sides should be equal. The second rule is SAS. SAS. Now, what SAS says is that if you have two triangles, A, B, C, and P, Q, R, and you have a situation like this, that two corresponding sides are equal. So for example, you can have a situation where AC is equal to PQ and BC is equal to PR. These are the corresponding sides which are equal. And then between these two sides, there is an angle which is equal. So for example, this angle is equal to angle this. This is the included angle. Sarthak, is it making sense or not?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Satya,
Yes, sir.
मेरे को समझ आ रहा है या नींद ही आती जा रही है? Mr.
समझ
Satya.
आ रहा है.
See, usually this will make more sense when we are looking at the problems, but we have to start somewhere. At least you should be able to understand the kind of problems that you'll be facing. जितनी practice करेंगे, the more you practice, the more you will get into the habit of looking at the corresponding sides and the corresponding angles. So let me try to have a, let me see if we have a PR2. Let us discuss this. Zx is equal to Rp. So this Zx is equal to Rp. Rq is equal to Zy. Rq is equal to Zy. And PRQ, this angle is equal to XZY. Mr. Satya, what do you think? Is SAS applicable? Mr. Sarthak?
Sir,
Yeah.
yes,
Any of you
sir.
can. Mr. Sarthak, what do you think?
Yes, sir, I think it's applicable.
Okay. Now let me modify the question. Let me ask you something like this. That instead of this, let us assume they had told that angle RQP is equal to angle ZYX. So let us assume they would have mentioned that these two angles are equal. Then do you think that SAS would have been applicable, Mr. Sarthak? Mr. Satya?
I think still, yeah. No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Sarthak, what do you think?
That should be applicable.
Sorry, I'm sorry?
I think it should be applicable.
It should be applicable. See, it won't be applicable because this angle would always be the included angle. Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense? Included angle. This angle should always be between the sides which are equal, Mr. Sarthak. Mr. Satya.
So, sir, it's applicable or not?
Here, देखो ऐसा है. Okay, let me take few more examples. अगर आपको ये बोला जा रहा है this side is equal to this side, this side is equal to this side, and this angle is equal to this angle, then SAS is okay. Satya, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
But if they are saying that this angle is equal to this angle, then SAS is not applicable. Satya, is it making sense now?
Yes, sir.
Because this angle is always between the two corresponding sides which are equal. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
See, in the beginning, there'll be a lot of doubts. You might have a situation like this. Where this side is equal to this side, and this angle is there. But this side is not equal to this side, and this side is not equal to this side. Sarthak, have you understood what I've said?
No, sir, I didn't.
Okay. Let us assume this is 5 centimeter, this is 5 centimeter. This is 10 centimeter and this is 15 centimeter. This angle is 30 degree. Have you understood now?
Yes, sir.
Satya, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, in the beginning, usually the students make mistakes like this. That this angle is equal to this angle. This is a corresponding angle. Therefore, SAS is applicable. And the triangles are congruent. Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
See, the triangles are congruent if and only if the corresponding sides are equal. So if this is 5 centimeter, this should be 5 centimeter. If this is 15 centimeter, this should be 15 centimeter. This angle is 30 degree, then the angle between these two, this should be 30 degrees. Satya, is it making sense now or not?
Yes, sir.
So for example, now let me clean this up. The two triangles are congruent if and only if the corresponding sides and the included angle, they are equal. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
And that is why in geometry, a lot of practice is required, because it gets very confusing. So we have done SSS, we have done SAS. Now let us jump to ASA. ASA. See, this is a long lecture. We are covering a lot of points, and what I'll recommend is you should see this video at least twice, if you really want to understand. Or you won't get your concepts right. The third criteria is ASA, angle, side, angle. Now, what does this mean? This means that if this angle is equal to this angle, and let us say this angle is equal to this angle, and this side is equal to this angle, then I can apply angle, side, angle. Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Let me take an example. So for example, let me take an example. This is 30 degrees. This is, let us assume, 70 degrees. This is 70 degrees. This is 30 degrees. And this included side. Now this S will become the included side. This is 10 centimeter and this is 10 centimeter. So is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So this angle is equal to this angle. This angle is equal to this angle. And the included length of the sides are equal. Therefore, ASA is applicable. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes.
Let us take an example. I think this would be the correct example. So angle MLN, this angle is equal to FGH. These two angles are equal. Angle NML is equal to GFH. These two are equal. ML is equal to FG. The included side are equal. So are the triangles congruent? Mr. Satya, Mr. Sarthak. Mr. Sarthak, Mr. Satya.
Yes, sir.
So we are applying ASA. Satya, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Now, before we discuss, see now what we have done till now. We have discussed these three rules: SSS, SAS, ASA. The remaining rule is RHS. Let us take it after some time. Let us try to do some more questions and try to understand how the questions are done, how the congruency questions are done. So let us look at this question number 3. This will give you more idea how the questions are. You have to show that AMP, triangle AMP, this triangle AMP, this triangle is congruent to triangle AMQ, this triangle. Sarthak, have you understood the question?
Yes, sir.
Now let us try to study what is happening. Now, if you look at this symbol, what we understand is this side is equal to this side. So this symbol implies that the two sides are equal. Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So similarly, when you see signs like this means these two angles are equal. Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So I'll take another example. So for example, this side would be equal to this side, and this side would be equal to this side, and this angle would be equal to this angle, and this angle would be equal to this angle, and this angle would be equal to this angle. Sarthak, is it making sense now?
Yes, sir.
So now again, when we look at these two triangles, so this is my first triangle, this is my second triangle. What do I have? This side is equal to this side. Now it is given. The sides are equal. This is given, so the reason would be given. PMA is equal to QMA. PMA is equal to QMA. This is also given. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you look at this, AM is equal to AM. This middle side, of course, it has to be equal because this is a common side in both the triangles. Common side. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So what do we have now? This is a side. The corresponding sides are equal. The angle is equal. And the common side is equal. So Sarthak, which criteria would be applicable of congruency? Satya. Yeah.
So SAS.
SAS. So, Satya, is it making sense now?
Yes, sir.
तो आप प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो समझ आएगा. शुरू में कंफ्यूजिंग रहता है. So don't worry. Just remember that few basic things that remember. Of course, you will have to remember the rules. But then once you have remembered the rule, just remember that this A is the angle which is between the two sides. This side is the side which is between the two angles. We'll do problems in this lecture also. We'll do a lot of problems in the next lecture. We'll do only the problems. So when we do a lot of problems, then you will understand how the congruency is done. So complete the congruence triangles. Let us take these two triangles. So this is triangle 1, this is triangle 2. Let me zoom it a bit. 1 second. I'll zoom the figure. Now it is making sense. So for example, if I look at this triangle and I look at this triangle, so what do I have? This side is equal to this side. This side is equal to this side. And this, if you have understood the previous question, this is this side in both the triangles. BA is part of triangle BAT also, and BA is part of triangle BAC also. So BA is common to this triangle and this triangle, both the triangles. So Mr. Sarthak, which rule will be applicable? Mr. Satya.
So SSS.
SSS is applicable. So triangle 1 and 2 are congruent. If they are congruent, then their sides and angles, everything would be equal for a simple reason. Because the rule of congruency is that one triangle, one figure would be able to completely cover the other. Similarly, the second figure would be completely able to cover the first figure. That means that this is 90, so this would be 90. And this angle would be equal to this angle. Satya, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So BCA is congruent to triangle BAT. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
So the more questions you solve, the more it will start making sense. Let us take another example. Let us now look at these two triangles. Let me name this as triangle 1, this as triangle 2. Again, we start the same exercise. This is equal to this. This is equal to this. And this is equal to this. So, Mr. Sarthak, which criteria is applicable?
So it will be SSS.
Again, it will be SSS because we are taking the help of the corresponding sides of the triangle. So triangle QRS would be congruent to triangle QTP. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Let us take this example, question number 10. Explain why the two triangles are congruent. Okay. Sarthak, you want to try this?
Yes, sir.
See, Mr. Sarthak, what you have said is absolutely correct. That this angle is equal to this angle. This angle is equal to this angle, and these two sides are equal. So this is absolutely correct. What you have mentioned right now is absolutely correct. But the problem is that I can't apply ASA on this. Do you know why? Mr. Sarthak. Problem is, if you look closely, this side should be the included side between the two equal angles. Is it making sense now?
Yes.
So this angle and this angle, if we were told that this side is equal to this side, then it would have made the matters very easy. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Then we could have applied ASA. But now we'll have to discuss this a bit. See, if you want to apply ASA, then S should be the included side between the two angles. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Now I'll try to explain this with an example. Just try to understand. So this is 90 degree. This is 90 degree. Let us assume that this is 60 degrees and this is 60 degrees. Is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
What I'm trying to tell you is that if two angles are equal, automatically 90 plus 60 is 150. Therefore, this angle is 30 degree. 90 plus 60 is 150. So this is 30 degree. What I'm trying to tell you is that if two angles are equal, the third angle will become automatically equal. So is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
And now if you relook at this question, now when you relook at this question, what you have proved is that this angle is also equal to this angle. Sarthak, is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
And now let us try to redo the question. So this angle is equal to this angle. This angle is equal to this angle. And the side between the two angles are equal. And that is why I can apply ASA. So is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sarthak, is it making sense now?
Yes, sir.
So except RHS, we have discussed. I'll give you a brief of the RHS also, but what I'm trying to tell you is that as per the discussion we had, Mr. Sarthak, you should be able to do question number 16, question number 17, question number 18. These are the questions you'll be able to do now. Question number 11. All the material that you require to do these questions, question number 9, question number 8. Of course, question number 2, question number 3. Question number 4, question number 6, question number 7. All these questions you should be able to do. Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir. But in question number 2, there is RHS, so I don't know how
Yeah.
to do.
So I'm explaining RHS. Huh?
Yes.
So what is RHS? RHS is the simplest. Actually, RHS is the simplest for a simple reason that R stands for right angle, and H stands for hypotenuse. Now it is the most simple for a simple reason that RHS is only applicable if you have two right triangles. Satya, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So if you see two triangles, in which one of the angle is a right angle, then there is a very high possibility that RHS would be applicable. Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Now what RHS says is that one angle of both the triangles should be right angle. So this is done. Then what this says is that the hypotenuse should be equal. What is the hypotenuse? Side opposite to 90 degree. So if they have told that AC is equal to QR, Yeah, Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So this is the second criteria. And the third criteria is any of the side. So maybe this side is equal to this side, or this side is equal to this side. Basically, in RHS, let us try to understand it again. Basically, in RHS, why it is very simple is that usually when you see two triangles and one of the angle is 90 degree, there is a very high probability that you could have RHS. But what it says is, this is the R, this hypotenuse should be equal, and any one of the sides should be equal. Sarthak, have you understood now?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Satya, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
And let us do a simple example of RHS. Let me tell you how it looks like. This is how it looks like. So EB is equal to DB. EB, this side is equal to this side. So as you can see, the two triangles are congruent. Right angle triangles. So there's a high probability that we would have something of like RHS. So R is there. Hypotenuses are equal. And one of the side, if you look at this, one of the sides are equal. So both these triangles are congruent using RHS. Sarthak, have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So now I think you won't face any difficulty in solving the question that we have discussed. Sarthak, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so you can try the questions. If you face any difficulty, we will discuss them in the next lecture. Yeah.